everybody.
Happy fall time. Almost Halloween.
Almost
Yes.
Halloween. We got 1 week left.
Does it feel like fall where you guys are at?
Yeah.
For us, here
Oh,
and there. We got warm days, we got cold days. Our nights are really cold. All our trees have changed color.
It felt like fall for like a week, and then it's not. It's hot again, and it's annoying.
Yeah, we've had it up and down for the month of October too, but right now it's nice.
Sorry, I cut your head off, didn't I?
Yes.
It's just because I'm being lazy. I don't want to lean forward.
We're gonna dress up next week, right?
Are we?
I didn't. We can't.
Normally we
Forgot
do.
that we did that.
Normally
yeah.
we do.
Yeah,
We
I
do
didn't-
every year.
It
We've
is.
done it.
It is
every
a
year.
tradition at this
I
point.
went through all the videos and I saw.
Yeah,
what we
all of
dressed
his
Yes.
costumes. He was like, "Oh, I was this year."
up. So
Are we gonna be sussy and?
It's the only costume. Well, I have other costumes. I'll be
You
whatever.
should be Sunny and Cher. You should be
we
Sunny and
can't be
Cher.
we can't be the characters from K-pop Demon
We can't be
Hunters
derpy and sussy?
because it's
Yes, we can.
IP law.
We can be derpy and
We're
sussy.
gonna get a DMCA take.
We're being K-pop Demon Hunter characters for Halloween because with the kids, if we get any trick or treaters, are gonna love it. So.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
will love
Oh,
it.
yeah, it's a total theme this year for sure. Have you watched it?
So
yes,
next week,
and I had nightmares about demons, so that was fabulous for me.
Have you
that's
seen it?
cool.
Yes, I watched it with my
It's
nieces,
so cute.
and
And
they
it gave
were
you nightmares?
obsessed, and I was scared. So
You were scared of that show?
I found the demons to be frightening. Yes.
That's very-
I'm
that's
confident
all-
you're not alone.
that is interesting.
This
We
does
have a lot of
into our-
this will dovetail into our thing, but I also thinking we have a lot of friends or people we know who just like do not like being scared.
They are like anti being scared. Yeah,
Mhm.
we do. We have mostly female. Well, Andy too. Andy is like a
And
no go.
my friend, I won't say their names live. to Put them on blast,
Go
but
ahead. Yeah, you do have some friends that are.
yeah, I
we have
do
some
friends
people
who
that are
just like
no.
refuse to go to like Halloween haunts or watch
Yeah.
scary movies. They just can't handle it.
I'm the opposite.
Same.
Like I love being. It's hard to scare me though, and except I get more scared in movies than I do at live events. If it's a live event, I'm like, whatever. I'm more scared of like regular life things than I am of like. The fantasy
I
stuff.
want to feel something. I
Yeah.
want to feel some sort of thrill, and I can't.
Oh,
I'm just nothing gets me anymore.
things get you. Get,
We have to
get
go.
scared.
Well, we have to go to like, what is it, the 17th door or whatever?
Oh,
like
God.
they just have to torture you at that point to like.
We went to an event that's just like straight torture. Like,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
They
That
get,
looked
like electric shock.
horrifying.
They shave your head. Like it was. They put
They
spiders.
suffocate
on
you.
They suffocate
Yeah.
you. The whole thing.
I
We
don't.
used to have a room that filled with water, and they would drown you for like 5 seconds. Like basically,
No.
it filled to the top, and you had to hold your
No.
breath
That's
underwater.
wild.
I was like, that'd
No.
be horrible. I'd be so wet. Like, I'd be
No.
mad. I'd be so mad. It's one thing, that little spray, but that would piss me off.
Anthony, there's not a single movie you're afraid of.
No.
Not even like one that's nostalgic
How
and
about as a
kind of
kid?
just still.
You got
Yeah, that's
scared
what
as
I
a
mean.
As a kid, that's not relevant to me now,
I
though.
know, but like,
So I've never watched any of the Freddy Kruegers,
Oh, I love
and whatever, the Mask one. I've never watched any of them.
The
Sorry,
mask, like, the
13
mask with Jim Carrey.
no,
No.
Halloween
Oh.
and Friday the
Jason, you're talking about?
Oh yeah,
And
there it is.
The mask with
Yeah.
What is it, Jason?
My brother, on the other hand, that's how Brooke and he
What?
kind of got together because they're totally into scary.
Oh, and the Nightmare on Elm Street. That's
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, no, there's no horror movies that scare me.
I mean,
Literally, there's no movie you've ever thought about again, and thought that's horrifying.
Kind of, but it's not the way that you would think it is. It's like I like the horror genre and horror literature and horror books are like my favorite thing. And I read really horrifying stuff, but I do not get scared reading it. It's more like a morbid curiosity that I have, kind of. But there's no movie that.
image
Typically, though,
that's frightening to you.
there's stuff that's frightening to him. It's just real life stuff that causes him anxiety. Like he's
Yeah.
flying on a plane.
Okay, but what about the last time we flew?
You did so good. I know. I'm so proud of you.
I took 0 Xanax. I
Oh
raw
wow!
dogged that flight the entire time. I was awake. There are no movies, no
You
listening.
watch movies.
I just
You watch
stared.
like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
You stared for 30 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah. The only thing I'm afraid of now is boredom.
So now we are moving into.
Yeah. What's the actual
topic.
topic?
By the
We're
way,
talking about it. We are
in
on
order to tell
topic,
you guys
guys.
to like and share and all of that good stuff. We do want to hear from you.
Yeah.
And I know we just went off on a tangent, but
Irrelevant
today's
tangent.
topic. Today's
Yep.
topic is: are you brave enough to admit you love being scared? Because there is a large population of people that do thoroughly enjoy being scared.
Yep.
And it's a thrill. It's fun. I'm one of those that population. Like I like, mind you, like again, horror movies. I know I'm gonna get scared. It's the jump scare, those moments. There's certain things. It's not like I'm not scared of the monsters in it. I'm scared of the like knowing it's quiet and there's gonna be a loud noise and I don't know when that's coming. Like that part is the part that gets me the most. Which is why I love Quiet Place, because the entire movie was quiet, so I never knew when I was gonna get jump scared. So that was one of my favorites. But
I thought it was.
I mean, the movie wasn't great, but for that element alone, I enjoyed it. But live event stuff, that's not going to scare me. I go to just look and see what they're doing. It's more a curiosity than anything else. But the other kind of being scared I like is like I am a thrill seeker. Like I am, if there is not an element of like I might not live through this as my hobby, I'm probably not going to do it. You know,
She won't let me ride motorcycles.
like you know, if I'm not in the air with the threat of falling and breaking something, or under the water with the threat of drowning, it's just not going to be as exciting for me as like the average person. So I definitely do enjoy being scared in different ways. So
And thousands and millions of other people do as well.
Yeah.
We went to Halloween Horror Nights and it's jam-packed
so
to
big.
the brim with people who love to be scared.
And we learned we never want to do that again.
Yeah, there's actually too many people, in my
It's so
opinion,
loud.
who love
Way
being
too
scared.
I went to the Queen Mary. I forgot Fright. I don't remember
Yeah,
what.
they do. They do the haunt there too. I like that one.
Yeah, that was
Less
a
busy.
cool one. But there is a ton of people that do that.
Yeah,
as
that's the
well.
thing. And like Halloween Horror Nights is just so much walking.
Mhm.
Like, and like it's just a lot, and waiting in line hours and hours for short little bursts. It's just it used to be what I did for a living. I don't need to do it anymore.
I'm going to Not Scary Farm on the first.
Oh, Knott's will be fun.
November.
I mean, at
Yeah.
least so the nice thing is when I go to Knott's, I don't have to wait in lines. I just
Mhm.
talk to somebody that I know that works there, and then I get in front of the line the whole way. So
That's cool.
that is manageable. But Halloween Horror Nights,
La di da.
it's
Yeah.
just not worth it.
Jerome, do you
La
like being
di
scared?
da for you.
I
I'm
do.
spoiled.
I love Halloween, so it's a part of it. It's part of the job. If you love Halloween, you gotta
Definitely
kind of
go
like
to-
being scared a little bit.
I think we go to this event in LA every year called Delusion, and it's more expensive event, but it's immersive theater. So like you're in it,
Oh,
and
wow.
they usually use whatever building it's in, and that becomes the set. It's actors in the set, of like it tends to be in.
Felt like they phoned it in.
This
time.
year was a little more fun. Yeah.
We're getting off the rails there. We're talking about like events and things like that. It's very obvious to everybody out there. People like being afraid.
Yes.
It is a very profitable industry.
Yeah.
And if people
True.
didn't like being
That's
afraid,
very true.
You couldn't make money from doing it. So let's get into the why. Why do people enjoy being afraid? If it is an uncomfortable feeling and it precludes or it indicates that maybe you're in a dangerous situation, why do we seek it out?
Well, I'd rather feel fear than nothing at all. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's my answer, to feel something. Yeah.
You're
I just need
crazy.
to feel anything. I'm so burnt out at this point.
It is, but it's an adrenaline rush, right? It's like
Yeah.
this, like, wah, and then you get like all of the hormones and everything that comes with that, the
Yeah.
racing heart, the whole thing, and there's something that wakes you up
Mhm.
and like makes it exciting. And then if you do it with friends, it's even better, right?
It's always good with friends, though.
Yeah,
It's no fun to be scared by yourself.
yeah, it's kind of true. But I
Kind
mean,
of. It could be.
I'll still watch horror movies by myself. I just tend to not get as scared. I actually watch a lot of them by myself because there's a lot Anthony won't watch with me.
Not I'm because they're bad horror movies. Not
He's like
they're-
already decided they're bad, and I haven't seen them yet. So
One of the movies you were talking about movies. I was trying to look it up while you were speaking. Bram Stoker's Dracula from
Dracula.
92.
so funny because I don't think that's a scary movie at
Bram
all.
Stoker.
I
There
think
were
it's like
scary moments.
a pretty
There were scary
fantasy.
moments. I didn't think it was scary, but there were moments that
Yeah.
were weird, I guess.
You know what's funny though? Like as we're delving into this, like okay, yes, we can say the adrenaline and everything, but there are elements of horror that I like. I just don't want to do, and I don't like. It's just that for me is too much, and I'm wondering if the people that are into that, like something's wrong with them. Like,
Oh my gosh.
like
You went
I
from
find.
one to the other.
I know, but I find like with the movies that are like more like if there's like something happening to children, those ones make me
Oh,
much
yeah.
more uncomfortable.
No,
Oh,
no.
those
Or-
awful.
We just saw this
No.
movie
What
called
about-
Good Boy, and the whole movie was about a dog, like a horror movie from the perspective of a dog. So like the whole thing was shot from the perspective of a dog. It's beautifully shot. It is a great concept. I'm not going to say it was wonderfully executed. I hated it
Mm.
because I had anxiety for the dog the whole time. And I was
Yeah.
just mad. I was mad at how the dog was being treated. I was and so I just found myself getting pissed off. And I was like, whoever watches this, something's wrong with them. But then my friend Amanda was like, it's so good. And I was like, I don't know, I can't. I'm too empathetic towards that dog. I can't. Like, so like there are certain things where I'm just like, oh, I don't get that.
I mean, yeah, I mean, there's people out there who just don't like anything to do with horror, and
Yeah.
your mention is just like,
Yeah.
oh, why would people like
Similar, yeah. So it's just, whatever you like, you like. I
that? Maybe
guess.
they don't get as much thrill out of adrenaline spikes.
So
or
they're looking
jump
for the
scares.
real adrenaline.
But it doesn't have to be horror. Like I was just
Yeah.
thinking about, I just went
Roller
to
coasters,
Dollywood.
yeah.
Roller coasters, exactly. Like I feel like I take drugs when I get off a roller coaster. Like I'm like electric.
Yeah, me too. I laugh. So like
Yeah.
it's like I'm seriously like those roller coasters are some of my favorite things.
Are you?
Yeah.
Jurassic
roller
World,
coasters.
it was more fun than any maze we went through.
That is true. But
I don't like
before
the
you go
round
on,
things. Anything
before you
round
go
I
on the
don't
roller coaster, Jen, do you feel like scared or anxiety
some
or a little
anxiety.
bit of like trepidation like before going on it?
I do, yeah. Absolutely.
Yes, it's mostly excitement anxiety though. It's like good anxiety. It's not bad.
Mine can be good and bad. Like it's like both excitement and nervous because like if I've never been on it before, I don't know
Yes.
what effect it's gonna have on
Yeah.
my body. And
Yeah.
I'm acutely what is it? Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh my
Yes.
god. That is one that I
That
actually
ride.
don't like.
You know,
Okay.
you're like this, and I don't
You
know
like
that
Guardians of the
I don't know,
Galaxy?
my stomach is gonna keep coming up into my
Hold
it's
on a second.
ride. It's
Is it the same out there as it is in Florida?
ours is like Tower of
Probably
Terror.
it's Tower of Terror.
But
oh
they-
no. Okay. So the Guardians of the Galaxy ride
Oh,
in
you're
Florida
talking about a
that I've
ride.
been on is
Yeah.
a roller coaster, but the car spins. So
Oh,
you're
that'd be fun.
spinning while you're on a roller coaster, which is insane.
No.
It's a crazy
No,
experience.
ours
I won't do
is a
that.
Tower of Terror, and it takes you up,
Which is very
and you don't just drop because that's not fast enough. It literally slingshots you faster than
down and
terminal
up, but then you're
velocity.
doing it over and over and
And
over
you're-
again.
No.
And like to no discernible pattern.
no.
And like a door opens, you see something, and then poof, and then a door opens, and you see something. Poof, like,
I honestly I
No.
hated that.
and I'm
ride.
just like holding on, laughing my ass off for dear
Oh.
life. But I'm anxious the whole way, like because I know my stomach is going to be up into my stomach. I know I'm going to be uncomfortable and scared, but I
Oh.
still love it.
I hate
won't
the
do
stomach
that.
drop. I hate
I
it.
especially
I hate
love
it so
going with
much.
people who've never been on it.
Yeah, that was me, and I was having a bad time before the ride, and I had a bad time during, and I felt done afterwards. I was like, this fucking sucked.
Oh man.
So yeah, I don't like the feeling of falling really fast.
Yeah.
But okay, so I can't see you guys.
It's
Brooke
okay.
just
You'll-
did something.
How do I move this over? There?
Okay, stop.
Move it over here.
Okay. Brooke is
Sorry, you
just
guys.
messing with
I'm
this
causing
while
chaos.
we're trying to do this. Okay, back to what I was gonna ask. we understand that fear is like a response to like when we're in danger, like evolutionary speaking. What makes the fear that is dangerous different from the fear that we seek out?
I think one is controlled and one
Okay.
isn't.
No,
Right?
I think of the surf riders that are out in the middle of the ocean. Like, that is terrifying. Are they seeking a thrill? Are they afraid? I don't think they're afraid.
They're not.
No.
They're really not. Like, they're not afraid unless
I
like
don't think
even,
so.
I
even
think
when
they are definitely afraid when they're about to get, destroyed by like a 20-foot wave and there's like nothing
oh yeah.
you can do about it except just ride it out.
And hope you live through it, yeah.
But I think you did hit the nail on
A
the
lot
head.
of surfing's just waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with Brooke for sure. The control aspect of it.
Yes. So control of the situation, like you go into a situation knowing it's scary, but you're safe.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You're not really statistically like nothing bad is going to actually happen to you. So you can move on and just get all the excitement out of it and none of the actual danger.
If it did, it would be so statistically rare that it would be silly to worry about preemptively, is the way I think
Yeah.
about it. It's like,
Yes.
you know, the
I think
odds of
there
it.
is probably an element of expecting to be scared as opposed to just being completely caught off guard too.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
sure.
People generally don't like being terrorized or scared when they're not
Right.
expecting to be.
Like,
Yeah.
if
Right.
my roommate just busted in my room right now and scared me, I would not enjoy that.
That'd be funny. Yeah, so that would be another reason. So what are some other reasons?
That what we like it.
Yeah,
or-
why do we like it? Why do we seek it out? How is it different from the fear that is like, I'm in danger?
Well, the sense of control. I think that again, like I think Jerome has a good point. It's something we plan for. So because we plan for it, we can like put tools in place so we can
Mhm.
feel more in control about it.
We do it in social settings as well.
Yeah.
So it's a social
It tends to
activity
be like a-
for
Bonding. That's like going to a horror movie. Most people don't go to horror movies alone. Most people usually go with friends. And then yeah. So then I think too, there's also like there's like a like you can flex it like a little bit. Like, oh yeah, no, I like horror movies. I like there is a little bit of ego I think that comes into it. For
yeah,
some
because it
people.
feels like you've achieved something. You've overcome
Mm.
something that other people might not have the courage to do or the fear to do, which like
That's a good point. I've never even thought of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could see
this
that.
this is obviously stuff you can encounter in coaching with people and people who are afraid to like attack their goals or go
Yes.
forward with their goals.
Yes.
You get most of the time when you work with a client and they eventually do overcome that, there's an
Yeah.
immense feeling of like pride, like, oh my gosh, I did it. I was so afraid and I actually, went through with it.
Yes. Yes.
So you see that in coaching a lot when your clients achieve those scary goals.
when they get past those. scary
Yes, when they
levels.
get through the fear, when they
Mhm.
take an action and they're scared and they do it anyways, the other side of that is like somewhat euphoric because
Yeah.
it's like, I
For
did
sure.
that. Yeah.
I mean, my personal example with that is like scuba diving. Like I was scared and not very, happy with scuba diving at first. And then I got fed up and I went scuba diving by myself in Catalina with like one of the guides so I could just like get over it. And then once I did that, I was able to cross to the other side and like feel a little bit of pride in the fact that I could do that now.
I think that a lot of fear comes from like the unknown, right? It comes from this sense of with me that jump scares, right? Like I don't know when the jump scare is coming, other than I don't know that it's usually it's quiet before they turn off all sound for a given amount of time before they make the loudest sound I've ever heard, and then I jump, and not because of what's happening on the screen. I jump literally because it's a sensory overload, and that's genuinely what gets me in movies, but I don't know exactly when that's going to happen. So that's where this like anxiety can build up for me. And similar in your case, it was a lot of unknowns when it comes to scuba diving. But once you start to like get through the task loading and know more and experience it more, it feels less foreign and less unknown, and then it, as a result, is less scary, and we're less afraid in that situation. The cool thing about scuba diving, though, is typically you're diving in different places all the time, so like there's always this sense of unknown going in.
I was actually getting a little bit bored on some of the
last
dives
one,
last time. Yeah, now you get once you cross the barrier of fear, all that's left for you is boredom, unfortunately. So you got to find new ways to make things interesting. Introduce fear into it. That'll be what we touch on at the end of the live. How can we reintroduce fear for people who need it?
I'll tell you how Justin reintroduced fear for me. Like with scuba diving, yeah.
Grabbing onto your
It's part of like rescue training that they do. They do it in the Navy, and they do it is that essentially like they'll come over and pull your mask off, turn your air off, pull your regulator out of your mouth, take your fins off. And this is something like you have to experience because these things happen. These things can happen, and you have to be able to stay calm and recover and help yourself and maybe help somebody else recover. Like, so so when in my training, like Justin was removing both of our masks, pulling off our regulators, turning off our air, and we didn't know what was happening. And the first time he turned off my air, I had no clue my air was off and that he was even going to do that. But I had to like task load under the water. I had to communicate to my buddy what was happening so we could share air. I had to, and stay calm. And like, so it definitely reintroduced some fear into my diving.
I need to get better at reaching behind me. I can't do it yet. Anyways, but in terms of what we're going to mostly encounter with our clients are people who have fears, they have anxiety, and that is a barrier or a block to them achieving their goals. And they're not, maybe in some situations in their life, they seek out fearful experiences, they seek out anxiety-inducing experiences. But for some reason, with this goal that they have, there's a fear or block or anxiety, and there's trepidation. They don't want to move forward unless that fear is addressed. What I would like to do, I know it's not coaching, what I would like to do is just tell them, do it while you're afraid. Just be afraid while you do it, and that's okay to be afraid. You can't just tell.
You can't tell people to do that because sometimes it isn't okay. Sometimes it takes it to a different place. So that is definitely a non-coachable, more therapy, drive, expectation, experience, etc.
So I would ask, are you willing to do that afraid? Just to kind of gauge where they're at with that. And some of them might answer, yeah, I am actually, and get excited about that willingness. And others are going to be like, no, I'm not willing to do that yet.
Yeah.
And
well,
then
it's funny because like, I think maybe being afraid is oversimplifying things. Cause like, I can think of an example of this for me. And it's like, I have a tremendous amount of fear around performing, as particularly like performing solo in aerial or performing solo, like if I doing like a solo burlesque act, right? I'm comfortable with doing like a group burlesque act. I'm used to it. I know what that is. I've done solo aerial, but I definitely felt uncomfortable the whole time. Like I felt, and it was a scary experience. And we just had a whole bunch of people go and compete in aerial, and I'm like, I don't feel comfortable doing that yet. I'm too scared to do that yet. Maybe I'll compete next year.
Somebody coach her right now. What would you say?
Like there are all these things. There's all these things that I feel like I want to have in place before I allow myself, and I'm still going to be scared shitless.
That's what I was going to ask that. Like, even if you're ready, do you think
I'm still going to be scared as possible? I mean, I plan on 100% competing in pole next year, and I'm going to be scared. I'm going to be scared, and I'm going to be scared for stupid reasons too, like stupid insecurity reasons that will have nothing to do with how I'm being scored. But there are all these things that like I pile up and are just very scary about performing, and so it's like I have to, in my head, I have a checklist of things I need to do before I can get to the point that I am capable of performing, and that it's not going to be so scary. like I need this, and this, so I feel less scared. Like I have to reduce the fear. Otherwise, I'm just going to be like, I don't know.
So for some clients, it's a matter of I'm at this fear level. I would like to be at this fear level.
Yeah.
It's not zero. It's not no
Right.
fear whatsoever. But I have less fear and maybe more knowledge and more security
Yeah.
and more control, then I can move forward. For other clients, it might be that realization, oh, I could do this when I'm afraid. I don't have to wait. I can do this while I'm scared. And maybe by doing so, I'll become less scared over time.
we could
that-
take this just to running a business. Running a business, that's a scary thing to run your own business, to be solely dependent on whatever you bring in. A lot of our students are quite intimidated by that.
Yeah. That's another thing about, I think, fear that in being scared, we didn't touch on is like there's risk involved. That's what
Right.
kind of makes it scary in the first
Right.
place. I mean, with scary movies, like there's obviously the jump scare. There's not a whole lot of risk involved with the scary movie other than maybe you're afraid you're going to have nightmares later. But with a lot of things that are normally, scary, like new ventures that you would try to do, there's
Mhm.
risk involved.
Yeah.
Opening a business is risky in a financial way, in a confidence way. You're putting yourself out there and you don't want to look like a failure, which maybe that's a fear that people should get over.
There's a lot of things. I mean, it can be looking like a failure. It can be a fear of like time suck. Like
Mhm.
there's things where it's
Mhm.
like I want
losing
to do
an investment.
that. I'm like, I just don't have the time to do that right
Mhm.
now. And I'm scared that if I tried to start doing that, I would have no time for, and so like that will prevent me from doing things for sure. It's just awareness of like time and energy
Mhm.
and what I'm capable of.
I think the risk thing is important because there are times, I think, at least in my experience, when the client has presented as if the fear is the only thing in the way and it's like self-created, it's just stupid, but it's like, well, hold on a second. Is there something real there? Like they'll be like, I don't know why I won't just quit my job and go all in on this. And it's like, well, let's slow down.
Is very clearly a reason why a lot of people wouldn't want to do that.
Right. Maybe that's not just a fear in your head that's silly. Like maybe there is real
Actual consequences.
maybe
Mhm.
it's protecting you in some way. Yeah.
Right. And so having that exploration could be very helpful to a client who is essentially judging the fear and looking at it a very specific way, in a way that feels maybe shaming to them, or, like there's something wrong with them for feeling that way. And there could be real stuff there that they can uncover, and then they can have something to work on once they uncover that. So what's the
No, I was just thinking about nothing.
Okay.
thinking about nothing. Okay, I don't believe you.
I think that like this is like when we're discussing fear and how we can think of it in many ways, because fear can also it can prevent us from something, and we've talked a lot about fear preventing us from doing things, but fear can also be a tremendous motivator as well. It can work the other way. We can use fear as a tool to put us into action as well, and not just prevent us from action. And I think that is an important thing to consider, right? And that can be, and I'm not saying that's healthy or good, right? Necessarily. It can be both, right? If I can definitely see a lot of situations where the only way I get things done is if I'm afraid, and how that could lead to a lot of some unhealthy habits. However, it can also be a tremendous motivator. Like I think the fear of being too old to do something, right? That can be, as we get older, I'm getting older. I need to do this now. I need to work on my health now. I need to, do X, Y, and Z now. because I'm afraid that I'm not going to have enough time to do that later. So this is the time, right? Like this is there. It can also work as something to motivate us and get us moving and into action as well. Not just keep us from doing things.
FOMO's a big one that comes to mind. Fear of
Oh,
missing out.
So I guess say yes to everything and just, say yes, go hang out, go do everything with all of your friends because you don't want to miss out. I think me and my friends also have like a cult of FOMO. Like
you do.
Anytime someone's doing something, we're like, well, okay, we'll drop everything and we'll go do it. We don't want to miss out. We don't want our friends to have fun without us there present. So yeah, fear of missing out could be one. I think procrastination falls into that as well, like using fear as a motivating factor to do something because you're waiting until the last minute and now it's like,
no, I have
to do it now.
Yes.
Or there will be consequences if I don't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I'm used to. I've done that in school. Not in my
Haven't we all though? Isn't that a tactic that like every human uses at some point?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And maybe unless you're somebody who's like hyper prepared and goes the other way with it, where they like,
Then they're afraid of some. They're afraid
there's
of
there's some other fear motivated.
Yeah, someone who's that like hyper focused and like I have to get this done now. I have to make sure everything's in order so I'm ready for whatever thing that is coming up. They're afraid of something else.
Yeah,
and that fear is motivating them. They're afraid of not being prepared.
Yeah, disappointing
or disappointment. Yeah. Disappointing other people.
But it can definitely be fear. I mean, it is a tool that we use. Like, so we all use it. And, it's one thing to just like summarize it as like, oh, it's haunted house. Like I'm and I go to horror movies to get scared. But I think we all utilize fear maybe in different ways to different means and different ends, again, like whether it be procrastinating or not wanting to disappoint people, you know what I mean? All of that is kind of a fear-based thought process that we're turning into a tool to motivate us to get into action and do things. It's more than just haunted houses and scary things. There's definitely much more tangible.
Can we use fear to motivate our clients?
Well,
fear in our clients.
Well, hold on. Let's brainstorm a little bit before we say no.
What if they stop?
We cannot induce fear to get our clients to.
Maybe not in session, but what if you say, hey, if you're 5 minutes late to the session, we're not having it today. So they're afraid to miss that session for the day. So
there you go. If you don't do what you set out to do, I'm going to come to your house at some point in the night and bang on your windows and doors.
What if you have a client though that says, my greatest motivator is fear?
That's true.
Like,
so what happens if a client says that and they're like, I'm motivated by fear. I do things when I'm afraid, and then I get them done.
I wait till the last minute, and then I did coach a client.
We're talking about those football players or those sports players. Is really what you're bringing into this is how they were raised in the sports. Is that they were motivated by fear. They were motivated because that was the tactic. That was the thought that got them to perform at a higher elite status, and they've associated that fear to that. So that's what you're talking about as well.
I had an art teacher do that to me in junior college, and I took my first ever art class. Didn't give me a single compliment. Never said anything nice about anything I was doing until the final. And he was like, I just want to let you know I was so hard on you this semester because I feel like you're the only one that could actually make it out of this place as an artist, and I wanted to push you.
Did they scare you?
Oh my god!
I was like,
wow.
I wasn't. It's funny because I took it as a compliment, but now looking back, I'm like, that's so manipulative.
No, but up until that point, were you scared of them?
I was scared. I was scared of letting him down. I was seeking approval. I was like,
these are all things that an unethical coach could use on their clients.
We do not want to do.
Don't tell your client you're disappointed in them, but seem disappointed in them.
Oh my gosh.
No, but if they do say,
then you would have to ask what that look was and Anthony's look, because that's what all that is is when he goes down that highway.
Wait, what?
You asked him before. He had a look. He was going to say something and then refrained. You asked
Oh.
him.
Oh yeah. About when I went.
That's all.
Yeah, I'm thinking about nothing.
No, because I had a stupid idea and thought that wasn't worth sharing as a joke. Like I have filters, and
Barely.
you don't want to know the stuff that I do filter out. It's just not worth talking about. It doesn't progress the live at all.
I was like, I thought there was okay, it's just cat toys making me crazy. Anyways, the before we going back to that client that says I use fear as a motivator. Because I did procrastinate or coach somebody on procrastination, and it was funny because it was such a weird and interesting session because they were both loved and disliked their procrastination. Like they were like, well,
right,
I've always gotten it all done, and not only have I gotten it done, I have been successful.
Yeah.
I have been like it's been grand slam and more each and every time with my procrastination, and so this is how I do things, and I don't know that I know how to do it any other way, and they weren't even sure that they wanted to do it another way. So the session became a lot about exploring whether they really wanted to stop procrastinating or whether they wanted to like reframe the procrastination as something they wanted to do. And there wasn't like a black and white conclusion. It was sort of like they struck a balance with themselves. Like I'm allowed to procrastinate to this point, but I also like they were having just to set personal boundaries so that they were able to like not push themselves to the level of procrastination where it was causing extreme stress and negative. So like finding that balance. Okay, well this style of work does work for me, and so it was interesting because it could become very easy for us to like blanket statement. Well, that's not a healthy motivator. That's not a healthy or the right way to do things. But that's also not true all the time for our clients. There might come a point where that is no longer serving them or healthy for them, but they might very much be in a state where they're like, no, I don't want to let go of that because I'm most creative when I'm under the gun, and that's when the otherwise I don't get that doesn't come out of me. And you know what I mean? Yep. And so like you have to resist the urge to know what is universally healthy or universally accepted as the better or best way to do things, and meet your client where they're at. And maybe their best way of doing things looks very different than what average society or your 5th grade teacher told you was the right way to do things. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's a perfect example of like the client comes to you and says, I want to work on my procrastination. And a novice coach would just go with it potentially and assume, okay, procrastination must be a bad thing for this person. They want to fix it or change it. No, it needs further exploration.
That is really a good point, Jen. That is really a good point. Keep going. Okay.
You can't, when they say, I want to work on this, and they say something that might be, in general, socially held as something negative, you cannot go there. You have to explore first. And like you said, Brooke, they were deciding between whether they wanted to actually stop the procrastination or whether they just needed to reframe it in a way so it could continue to serve them. And then they don't feel bad about it or make it a problem.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is kind of a little bit off topic. Is working on procrastination a real goal in a coaching session?
Well,
it sounds more like a method.
Okay,
I want to work on a different
method.
Heading,
and then you do the coaching underneath that.
It was definitely, and there was more specificity in there that I didn't mention. Like she had a project coming up. She didn't want to hold off and do it all at the last minute. Like she didn't want to procrastinate till the last minute for a number of reasons. But she also had this fear that if she didn't maintain this level of procrastination, she wasn't going to be as
She should be able to
successful
achieve that.
with the outcome,
Mhm.
but she had a partner and she didn't want to, and she usually worked alone. It was the first time she was working with a partner, and she didn't want the partner to be subject to her procrastinating ways. And so there was more defined like stuff in there. I was just giving a general example, but there was definitely more specific stuff. But you can't have a client come in and just say, I don't want to procrastinate as much anymore. Like that is possible.
Yeah, and if they start with I want to work on my procrastination, of course you're still going to follow, you know, the defining of what specifically they want to get from the session. You're still going to create the session agreement. They can't want to just stop procrastination by the end of the session. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So I would caution a coach in this space to always label fear as bad. And I think that ultimately is sort of what the intention when going through this topic was, at least for me, was to look at like fear as, you know, not something that is necessarily always bad, but that can serve a lot of different roles in our lives.
It's a catalyst. It's
Yeah,
a catalyst for achieving some other thing.
It can be a catalyst, it can be a tool, it can be a number of things, right? And that can be in one of those, when you're genuinely scared, like when you have genuine fear, like not controlled fear, it presents itself so that you can, I mean, you're going to go into fight, flight, fawn, but all of those things there are there to preserve you and save you and help you in some way. And so we as people definitely have learned how to manipulate that state to an end, sometimes not to an end. Sometimes it manipulates us, but we definitely have played with that idea. I wonder who the first person to tell it like a scary story. Like, what is that like?
When a scary
like,
the first
I'm gonna scare the crap out of my kids.
The first time a scary
like
thing happened.
First person who said yes. Let's do this.
We're probably going back to prehistoric.
I know. It was totally a dad. It was.
I would agree.
So then let's wrap it up then.
Yeah.
And we'll close it down maybe with one of the final questions that I wanted to ask is, how can we introduce some fear ethically for the people who need fear, who maybe get a thrill out of fear and maybe use that as a motivating factor?
I don't think we introduce it. I think we ask into it. I think the question becomes, if that's your motivator, what needs to happen for that catalyst to be ignited?
So we don't have our coaching sessions in like a scary basement or the woods.
No, we do
An
not.
abandoned factory.
The ghost house.
The ghost town, yeah.
Yeah, we simply ask deeper. Okay, so if you know that works for you, what would applying that strategy look like for you in the situation that you're in? Yeah.
I'm still in favor of trying to make your clients scared, but that's
Of course
just
you are.
that's my own personal take, and that's my final thought as well. And the next time I coach, which I don't know when that will be,
I'm gonna try to scare the crap out of your
it'll
client.
be in a cemetery.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God.
And
It's
we'll
got to
just
be a
on-
particular kind of cemetery. The regular old run-of-the-mill today's cemeteries. They're
No,
not
it's the one in
whatsoever.
we're at with like the headstones
Yeah,
and it'll be
yeah.
at night. And
A lot of
Yeah, that's what you need.
You never know.
then I'll have to ask my clients, you know,
You're
what
gonna have to
what
be
are you scared of?
curious about with your client first. You're gonna have to get to know them before, so you can figure out how to. Properly. You don't want to scare them session 1. You want to get the information. Scare them session 5, session 6. You know,
Oh
you
my God.
don't know what's coming.
Yeah.
Catch them off guard.
We are
Don't
having
scare 'em.
fun with this. We're not saying that's appropriate. We're being
I just
very facetious.
Really hold the silence. Session
Yeah,
6.
hold the silence,
and then-
stare at
Silence is super scary for a lot of people, actually.
Yeah, that'd be
Remember when
fun.
the internet
Here
just
at the end.
started to get busy, and somebody would send you
Yes.
this video. and
Yes.
it said you got to get
Oh my-
real close to your monitor.
God.
Yes,
that,
and it was a jump scare thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God, I still have trauma from that. I swear.
Are
to
we
God.
talking about the OG one where it's like a car going down a road and
Maze?
then the maze is another one too.
Yeah.
That one
The
is
one
like
I'm
you
thinking of-
actually have to actively
Oh, the commercial.
the commercial where it's
car
like a car
Yeah.
going down a hill and then
You could also,
Maybe.
if the client's like, I want to achieve my goal in 7 days, then you call them and be like, 7 days. 6 days. Okay, well, let's wrap it up. If you guys thought that this live was a little bit unhinged, wait till next week.
Yeah,
we're all
wait till
closed
next
up.
week.
Yeah, we will definitely.
And if you're scared of becoming a life coach, don't be. Our classes are safe. They're thrilling. They're amazing and supportive. Take our coaching 101 and 102 to get over your fear of coaching and coach others who are afraid.
And do it scared. It's okay.
Yeah,
to
and do it scared. If you're scared, just do it anyways. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment, and we will see you guys next week.